I think that's her.
Hi.
Hello, Linda. I'm Rose. It's nice to finally meet.
Yes. Sorry it took so long for me to get some time off work.
I understand. Linda, this is Wade.
Hello. Are we ready to head over to the meeting?
I believe so.
I'm ready. I'll follow you. I am excited to meet the others.
We're almost there. Good afternoon, everyone. This is our newest member, Linda. Also known as No Nosferatu Girl.
Thank you, Rose. It's good to be here.
Chris texted me. He's sorry to miss the meeting. And sends his greetings to welcome the new hunter. Wade, since Chris isn't here, would you like to chair our meeting?
Sure. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Wade. This group of the Bay Area vampire hunters is committed to creating a safe place to share our experience, strength, and hope. We've all experienced trauma from vampires. There is strength in numbers as we fight together. And hope for a future without these bloodsuckers. Linda, welcome, and would you please share?
I had my suspicions that there was a serial killer preying on the homeless by the Guadalupe River. I didn't believe they all died from fentanyl overdoses. Then I saw a photo of the coroner, and that was not ectodermal dysplasia. It was some kind of vampirism. She only worked at night, and I'll bet the decomposed body in her bed was all that was left of her after you destroyed her.
That's a bold accusation.
And I suspect it's not wrong. I have a vampire target coming to town soon.
How do you know this vampire target?
She's been courting me and trying to recruit me into a cult called the Ministry. They only operate at night. I'm supposed to try and stay up all night. It's difficult because I work during the day.
Where do you work?
Pete's Coffee, in Los Altos. I put in 30 hours weekly to get medical insurance. Anyway, in order to be initiated into the cult, I must become a child of the night, and use drugs and sex to explore the chains that bind me, so that I can be released from them.
So, why do you think she's a vampire?
She had me do communion with her. She drank my blood, then I drank a little of hers. And when I did, it was like a drug. It was really intense and wild. I should have been worried about HIV and Hep C, but I just wanted more of her blood. Since I drank her blood, my feelings towards her intensified. It's been almost a month since I last drank, and the feelings are fading enough that I'm starting to see things clearly. I told her I met a bunch of new friends that are also interested in joining the ministry.
Does she know about us? Does she know we are hunters?
No. I would never tell her that. She's coming out here soon, and she'll be staying with me in my hotel.
We're a vampire killing club, and you have a vampire potential. I think we're interested. And we all need to be careful about how you set this up, so you don't get yourself killed, and the vampire escapes. Or worse, you lead her to us?
How can we be sure that you are not her agent, under some kind of spell, looking for vampire hunters?
I don't think I am. But I understand your concern. I could easily stay out of it, leave the hotel during the day, and give you the key so you could be alone with her and do your thing. Honestly, I'm afraid to see her again.
Be sure to give us her itinerary.
And you're sure you've never seen her during the daylight?
I've never seen her in the day. In fact, I've never even seen her in very bright light. She hates the light.
What's this vampire's name?
Mercy Pyre.
You've given us a lot to think about. Let us know when Mercy's coming to town. Thanks for meeting with us. It's time for you to go.
Thank you.
That was interesting.
I'm glad we may have a legitimate target. That's good. They all need to die, dirty bastard vampires.
Do we even have any idea how many there are?
Doesn't this all seem a little too fortuitous?
Yeah, I want to go to her work tomorrow, and see if it checks out.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, mysterious Chris. What is that?
It's a tiny Bluetooth microphone I planted, so I could listen to the meeting remotely.
Why would you do that?
I find I'm a better listener when I'm not distracted by a room full of people.
What did you think of Linda?
If she's telling us the truth, and she knows a vampire that is sensitive not only to sunlight but actual light, there is a possibility that we could capture this vampire during the day. We could put a stake through its heart.
Won't that kill it?
No, it falls into torpor and becomes immobile. Once the stake is removed, it reanimates.
Chris, you just dole out information. Come clean and tell us what you know.
I don't want to compromise my safety. There's plenty of people out there who want to hurt me.
What does that have to do with us? We have no ill will towards you. You were dancing around on your toes, and you bugged our meeting.
She's got a point.
There are people who want me killed. I wanted to find out as much as I could about Belinda before I let her see me. I have healing abilities. Lida can attest to that. Her jaw was literally broken.
He does have magical abilities.
No, I have metaphysical talents. The uncanny Danny has magical abilities. One of the reasons I bugged the room, I don't know who's coming in here. She has a close association with a vampire. There are vampires who know who I am.
Why are you so concerned? How many vampires are in the area?
That is what I'm attempting to ascertain. I'm trying to stay as far away, while getting as close as I can, to the vampires. You know how she spoke about drinking vampire blood? Well, drinking it gives you powers. To be a more effective vampire hunter, a little bit of vampire blood goes a long way. And don't ever drink from the same vampire twice in a row. If you do, you start to become unnaturally drawn to the vampire. You only need to drink one saloon a month to maintain the powers. The blood can heal you, and it keeps you young as long as you have it in you.
So if we stake a vampire, can we draw blood and save it for later?
After the vampire is staked, the blood starts to dry up, so you must extract it, and use it right away. It will increase your strength, dexterity, stamina, as well as give you a taste of one of their disciplines. Disciplines are the preternatural abilities distinct to vampires. Like when candy disappeared before your eyes.
It sounds like you've done this.
I won't deny it. I'm very fortunate. I have become immune to their mental and emotional disciplines. If they drink my blood, they will either get sick and die, or instantly be bound to me. But I've had enough of being sucked on by those creatures. It is possible I could be drained before the venom in my blood takes them, so I'm not keen on having them put their fangs in me.
How do we get an immunity to their magical powers, so we don't get sucked in like Linda did with Mercy? And if we drink the blood of the vampire that we immobilize, is it possible one of us might try to free them?
One drink alone shouldn't be a problem.
If we could imprison Mercy, we could harvest the blood indefinitely.
Again, you run the risk of becoming blood-bound.
It seems like you figured out a workaround.
Not exactly. I was born with attractive, yet venomous blood. After drinking vampire blood, my blood became more envenomated. I was naturally immune to the blood bond, and through many years of occult practice, I became immune to vampiric mental and emotional manipulation. And so, it's not something I can impart to you, but I can help you find what is naturally within you. Rose has exhibited true faith, an amazing power, but it's not something you can aspire to. It's a supernatural gift.
I thought we were here to kill vampires. Making one a prisoner sounds more like danger.
If we capture her and hold her prisoner, we can interrogate her as to the location of other vampires, under threat of sunlight.
We're vampire hunters, that's what we know. But we don't know how to run Guantanamo Bay.
If it's really true that drinking vampire blood gives us special powers, that's something to consider.
It seems odd that Mercy has an aversion to artificial light as well as sunlight.
That's actually quite uncommon. Mercy must be a rare type of vampire.
Excuse me, how many types of vampires exist?
There are 7 major clans, and a whole bunch more minor clans.
Go on.
I suspect the coroner candy was a Nosferatu, by the looks of her.
Yeah, the vampire I encountered looked like Count Orlok.
Then there are the fancy ones, full of affectations. Did you see Interview with the Vampire? The Toreadors love poetry, dressing up, and art.
So there's the ugly ones and the good-looking ones. Did they turn into bats?
The gangrels are shapeshifters, some turn into bats, wolves or cougars.
Is there a book where all this is written down? What are their disciplines? What can they do?
None of us are supposed to know any of this. This knowledge marks us for death.
Maybe that's why Candy attacked me.
If you confronted her about being a vampire, sure.
So Candy attacked me, not because she was so much of a monster, but because she was sloppy and I figured out what she was. And you guys found all those exsanguinated rats that she was dehydrating. What was she doing with all those rats?
Well, as a Nosferatu, it's easier to feed on rats than people.
So if Candy was feeding on rats, and not people, that means that not all vampires feed on or kill people.
Most, nearly all do. But yeah, there are some that don't. There are some very nice vampires. But they are very rare. If something goes wrong, they get too hungry or something, then they drain someone dry.
So we killed a nice vampire? We killed a good vampire.
A vampire who covers up the murders done by other vampires is not a good vampire.
She didn't deserve a death sentence.
We're a vampire killing club. We need to be committed to that.
A vampire that eats rats is arguably a public asset. But covering up murders sometimes requires one to murder.
I've killed some vampires in my day, and I am marked for death.
If your blood either kills a vampire or makes them friendly, why can't we capture a vampire, then force them to drink your blood, and we can interrogate them once we have them under our control?
That's a possibility. The challenge is, they have to drink directly from me, and if they drink too aggressively I might die. I'm here to support you, instruct you, heal you. But I cannot kill any more vampires.
What?
I made a vow. I'm not going to kill vampires.
Why would you make such a vow? They're such evil satanic monsters.
I made the vow so I could be allowed to live by a vampire that was going to kill me. The vampires had a blood hunt on me. I'm supposed to be killed. A vampire spared my life, and I made a vow. Working with all of you is my workaround.
Why? If they're just vampires, and you can kill them and get away with it, who's going to know you broke your vow?
I will know. I'm a lot older than I look because I've been drinking their blood for a long time, and I've done some occult enhancements. Words in the occult are very powerful. If I break my vow, there may be some karmic blowback, affecting my occult powers.
Did you know, you can break vows that you make, anytime you want, if you become a politician?
I think it's in our better interest to hang out with Chris, because if he's on the death list, and vampires are coming after him, and we're vampire killers, then we're going to encounter our prey, just by hanging out with Chris. Keeping Chris safe, and willing to try a bit of crazy shit, like staking a vampire to have it immobilized and drink its blood is an option. But my reflex is to just want to kill them ASAP. Thanks for telling us so much, Chris. This is helpful for our club and understanding what we're up against.
Yes, Chris, thank you. I want to learn more about how to use my true faith. Meanwhile, I'm served well by my rosary and other artifacts to fight this evil scourge.
Rose, I believe I have a book that may help you with your faith. I've stayed longer than I anticipated. I really must be going. Thank you.
Okay everyone, let's search the room for bugs and hidden cameras.
We tore this room apart and found nothing. We need to wait for Linda to give us the green light on Vampire Mercy.
Before we stake anyone, we need to make sure they are a vampire.
The woman I saw in the cold storage was discernibly dead. Pale, cold, no pulse.
My experience showed that they can be awakened during the day.
Someone that can miraculously heal a broken jaw is someone I want in my corner.
Chris is hiding more than he's telling.
Maybe there's a walking around in sunlight equivalent of a vampire, and that's what Chris is.
Chris is an asset. He healed Leah, and has given us much to think about. He also seems to be a man of his word. I'm officially closing the meeting. We have a lot to consider.